Have you ever encountered someone who seems to crave control over every situation, every conversation, and even every person they meet? Narcissists are known for their obsession with power, but have you ever wondered why they feel this need so deeply? In today's video, we're diving into the dark side of narcissism and exploring the hidden reasons behind their need for power and control. It's not just about ego, it's about something far deeper. If you've ever wondered how narcissists think, understanding narcissism, to understand why narcissists are so obsessed with power and control, we first need to understand what narcissism really is. At its core, narcissism is an inflated sense of self-importance. Narcissists believe they are superior to others, often thinking that they deserve special treatment or admiration. One of the key traits of a narcissist is their constant need for validation. They thrive on admiration and praise, always seeking external confirmation that they are important, better, or more talented than everyone else. And this need for admiration isn't just a fleeting desire, it's a compulsive drive that shapes their actions and interactions. But here's the kicker. Despite their grandiosity, narcissists lack empathy. They are often unable or unwilling to understand the feelings and perspectives of others. This lack of empathy allows them to treat people as tools to meet their own needs, whether that's for admiration, power, or control, without considering the emotional impact on the other person. So when we see narcissists going to great lengths to manipulate situations or people, remember, it's not just about their ego, it's about protecting their fragile sense of self and feeding that insatiable hunger for admiration, the need for validation. At the heart of every narcissist's obsession with power and control is their deep, unrelenting need for validation. Unlike most people whose sense of self-worth comes from within, narcissists rely heavily on external sources to feel good about themselves. This need isn't just a casual desire for praise, it's a lifeline for them. Narcissists seek constant admiration from others to feed their fragile self-esteem. When people praise them, acknowledge their accomplishments, or give them the attention they crave, it temporarily bolsters their sense of superiority. But here's the twist. This validation never lasts. It's fleeting, and soon they need more praise, more admiration, more control over their surroundings to maintain their inflated image. That's where the obsession with power comes in. Narcissists crave power and control not just because they want to dominate others, but because it reinforces their image of superiority. When they control people or situations, they can ensure that everything is in their favor, that the world is constantly reflecting their greatness back at them. This control becomes a way to secure their identity, to keep their ego inflated and their sense of self unchallenged. Without this constant validation and control, their fragile self-worth begins to unravel. And that's their worst fear. Power becomes the tool they use to maintain this illusion of greatness, constantly needing to prove that they are above everyone else. Insecurity behind the mask. Now, you might be wondering, if narcissists are so confident and self-assured, why do they need so much power and control? It's because, despite their outward appearance of confidence, narcissists often carry deep, unresolved insecurities within. On the surface, they may project an image of someone who is strong, invulnerable, and above all others. They might boast about their accomplishments, belittle others, or act like they don't care about what people think. But this confidence is nothing more than a carefully constructed mask, a defense mechanism to hide the insecurity lurking beneath it all. The truth is, narcissists are terrified of being exposed for who they really are, weak, flawed, and deeply afraid of being rejected or abandoned. To protect themselves from this fear, they go to great lengths to shield their fragile sense of self. This is where their obsession with power comes in. By gaining control over people, situations, and outcomes, narcissists feel like they can maintain this facade of perfection. Power becomes their armor, their way of preventing the world from seeing their vulnerability. The more power they accumulate, the more invincible they feel. But it's all just a cover-up. Beneath that powerful exterior, there's a person who is constantly trying to outrun their insecurities, using power as a way to protect themselves from the pain of feeling inadequate. Manipulation and control tactics. To maintain their grip on power and reinforce their sense of superiority, narcissists often resort to manipulation tactics, tools they use to control the people around them and keep others in check. These tactics aren't just about getting what they want. They're about maintaining dominance and ensuring their worldview stays unchallenged. One of the most common manipulation tactics narcissists use is gaslighting. Gaslighting is when someone manipulates another person into questioning their own reality, memory, or perception of events. Narcissists will twist the truth, deny things they've said or done, and make their target feel crazy or overly sensitive. The goal? To destabilize their victim and make them more reliant on the narcissist version of reality. Another tactic is guilt tripping. Narcissists are masters at making others feel responsible for their feelings or actions. They may say things like, if you really loved me, you would do this for me, or I've done so much for you, and this is how you repay me. It's a way to manipulate their target into doing what they want, all while making them feel guilty or selfish for setting boundaries or saying no. And then there's emotional abuse, which can take many forms. Narcissists might belittle, insult, or dismiss others' feelings, making them feel unworthy or unimportant. By keeping their target in a constant state of emotional turmoil, narcissists maintain control and reinforce their dominance. In the end, all of these tactics are about maintaining control, keeping others small so the narcissist can feel big. They want to be the center of attention, the one who calls the shots, and they'll use any means necessary to make sure that happens. The desire to be seen as superior. For narcissists, the desire to feel superior isn't just a passing need. It's a constant, all-consuming drive that shapes every aspect of their lives. They need to be seen as better than others in every area, whether it's in their relationships, their career, or even within their social circles. In relationships, narcissists often put themselves on a pedestal, believing that they are entitled to the best partner, the most admiration, and unquestioning loyalty. They may put others down to elevate themselves or manipulate their partners into worshiping them. They want to be seen as the most important person in the relationship, and if anyone dares to challenge that, they quickly exert power and control to reassert their dominance. In their careers, narcissists are driven by a need to be at the top. They often see colleagues as competition, not collaborators. Whether it's taking credit for others' work or sabotaging anyone who might outshine them, narcissists will do whatever it takes to ensure they come out on top. They thrive on recognition, awards, and promotions because they reinforce their image of superiority. Even in social circles, narcissists will try to position themselves as the most important or influential person in the group. They want to be the center of attention, the one everyone admires or looks up to. If someone else starts getting more attention or praise, narcissists will quickly regain control of the narrative, whether by outshining them, dismissing their achievements, or undermining their worth. In every area of life, power and control are the tools they use to maintain this image of superiority. When they feel in control, they feel validated. When they feel superior, they believe they are invincible. And lack of empathy and exploitation. The most defining characteristics of narcissism is a complete lack of empathy. Narcissists simply do not feel or understand the emotional experiences of others. This inability to empathize is what allows them to exploit people without hesitation or remorse. Because they don't connect with other people's feelings, narcissists see those around them as tools, nothing more than instruments to further their own agenda. Whether it's a friend, a colleague, or a romantic partner, to a narcissist, everyone is there to serve their needs and boost their sense of importance. Take a closer look at how a narcissist operates in relationships. They often enter them with the sole intention of extracting what they can, whether that's admiration, status, money, or even emotional support. Once they've gotten what they want, they may discard the person, showing little to no regard for the emotional damage they've caused. In the workplace, narcissists use people to climb the ladder of success. They'll take credit for others' work, manipulate colleagues to do their bidding, and exploit every opportunity to gain power. And because they don't feel the emotional toll their behavior has on others, they don't hesitate to push someone aside for personal gain. In short, the lack of empathy means that narcissists are often emotionally detached from the impact they have on those around them. To them, people are nothing more than stepping stones, means to an end. It's this disregard for others' feelings and well-being that makes exploitation so easy for them. Fear of losing control. Of the most powerful forces behind a narcissist's obsession with power is a deep underlying fear of losing control. At the core of their need to dominate others is the fear that if they aren't in control, their entire sense of self might unravel. For a narcissist, control is everything. It's what keeps their fragile ego intact, and the moment they feel like they're losing control over a situation, relationship, or even their image, it triggers an intense emotional reaction. This fear can be paralyzing. It's not just about losing face, it's about losing their identity, their sense of superiority, and the validation they crave. When a narcissist feels their control slipping away, they will do anything in their power to regain it. They might manipulate situations to shift the power dynamics back in their favor. They'll gaslight, lie, or twist the truth to make sure that they appear as the one in charge. If they sense they are losing influence over a person, they'll often use guilt, threats, or emotional abuse to reassert their dominance. This fear of losing control also makes narcissists deeply volatile. They can go from charming and charismatic to aggressive and hostile in the blink of an eye, especially when they perceive a challenge to their authority. It's a constant underlying tension that drives their every action. For them, control is not just about power, it's about survival. Without it, they feel exposed, vulnerable, and ultimately weak. The cycle of power and abuse. Ultimately, all of these behaviors feed into a dangerous and repetitive cycle of power and abuse. Narcissists don't just manipulate for the sake of control, they create a cycle that keeps their target trapped in a loop of emotional highs and lows. At the beginning of a relationship, the narcissist may come across as charming, caring, and full of promises. They'll shower their partner with attention, admiration, and affection. This is the honeymoon phase. But once they have you hooked, the true pattern begins to emerge. As their need for control intensifies, the manipulation ramps up. They start testing boundaries, making you feel like you're walking on eggshells, or using guilt and fear to keep you compliant. When the narcissist feels they're losing control, or if they perceive any vulnerability in the relationship, they'll lash out, using emotional abuse, devaluation, or even gaslighting to regain power. This leaves their victim confused and doubting their own worth. And just when you think you're at your breaking point, the narcissist may pull you back in with a false sense of closeness, making promises of change or redemption. This cycle of manipulation and control prevents the narcissist from being seen for who they truly are: vulnerable, insecure, and human. They can't allow themselves to be exposed because they fear rejection and the crumbling of their carefully constructed identity. So, they keep the cycle going, using power and abuse to protect themselves from vulnerability and to ensure that they remain on top, never letting their true self show. For the person caught in this cycle, it's exhausting. It's a constant battle between love, fear, and confusion. But for the narcissist, it's the only way they can maintain their sense of self, by keeping others in a state of emotional flux and never allowing them to break free from their control. If you found these insights helpful and you're ready to break free from the cycle of control, I encourage you to take action today. Recognizing narcissistic behavior is the first step toward protecting yourself and reclaiming your personal power. If you've experienced any of these signs in your relationships, remember, you don't have to face it alone. Seek support, set healthy boundaries, and prioritize your well-being. If you're not sure where to start, drop a comment below and let me know what you've been struggling with. I'd love to hear your thoughts and offer advice. If this video resonated with you, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more valuable content like this. Together, we can shed light on these toxic behaviors and empower each other to live healthier, happier lives. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.